Hey everyone, my fellow YouTubers, diecast collectors. Y'all already know who it is. So, today I have two hauls that are going to be back to back since I had missed out on the last haul because I'm in the process of thinking about possibly moving. But it's going to be a bit till I secure the place I want because the apartment's not quite available yet, and I do want to eventually save some cash for some new upgrades when I move. But for now, I was packing a few things, but I guess I kind of jumped the gun. But there is some stuff that's put away now that's not going to come out until I'm actually ready to move, and a lot of it's upstairs. But I just figured I'd update that I am considering getting a different place eventually, but it's not going to be for about another year. But while I'm at it, I'll be bringing y'all some haul videos when I can. A lot of it's going to be trying to get stuff in order. But let me quit talking about that. Let me get into this video. Let me start out with mainlines, move on to this, this, and then this. So let's get rolling here. All right, so first off here, I got the Honda Civic EF, the blue VTEC paint scheme. This one's pretty cool. I had a hard time finding this guy, but I'm happy I did. Hot Wheels, the 70s versus 90s. Pretty cool. So 90s Civic EF. I'm sorry, guys. Nope. I do not want your spam call. Go away. Thank you. There we go. I'm glad I have my phone on silent. And so a buddy of mine gave me this Tesla Cyberquad. My friend Mr. Jones, Perry, gave me this. New for $25. So that's pretty cool. Even though I'm not the biggest Tesla fan, it's still nice to have this casting. I am not the biggest fan of Musk, but that's all irrelevant. Formula One. This is the Williams Racing one. I think I have this already. Then my friend Mr. Perry gave me this, but I'm still looking for the other ones of the Formula One series. Pretty cool though. All right, yeah, and I do have a bit of a cold, guys, and I'm sorry I'm sniffling, but I'm not 100%. So, finally got the Fast and Furious villains, the 1973, the Chevy Camaro. This is RJ's Freiburger's F1, or not F1, F-Bomb. Why did I say F-Bomb? F1. I didn't mean to say F1, the F-Bomb Camaro. RJ from Roadkill, of course, the editor of Hot Rod magazine. If y'all aren't familiar with the F-Bomb Camaro, I highly suggest you look up this car. It's a cool car. It actually has a Nelson twin turbo racing engine that produces a lot of horsepower. I don't really know the exact figure, but here's the ones on the back. I already got the Fairlane, of course, so, and then I got this one. Those are my two favorite out of this entire series. I couldn't care less about the other ones. Anyway, so I did get the Knight Rider from my buddy Mr. Perry, the one with the flames. This one's pretty cool. It's nice to have a flamed out Knight Rider. It's definitely interesting. And then the last one I found here is the Fast and the Furious, the Nissan Skyline GTR, the BNR 32. And again, we're going to have a part number 2 to the store haul now on to the next row. So I wound up doing some orders on diecast models wholesale. I didn't spend nearly as much. I think it was around, I'm going to say in June, the start of June. I don't think I paid nearly a lot for this round. When I purchased off DMW, I wanted to kind of stick to a lower budget because I had a lot of other things I had to do. But first off here from Diecast Models Wholesale, the new casting of the Camaro, the ZL1 in the Hyper Blue. One of 1,300 made, new casting. So that's a pretty cool one. Here's the back with all the series they got. Pretty cool. So, yeah, the Camaro ZL1 in Hyper Blue. All right, next up here is another DMW buy. I think my spin was roughly 130, so I had a lot of other things I had to do, but still managed a pretty good haul off DMW, not going to lie. So we got the Eagle, the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, the 91. Pretty cool. I think this was the joint venture between Mitsubishi and Chrysler. So, and you have it in I think it says Maranello Red. Yeah, Maranello Red. Pretty nice. Like Auto World, man. If I'm willing to order them online, then they're pretty good for what they are. I like Auto World. So also got the 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger, the 340 Special in purple. The front license plate. Rear. I think it might say Special on the plate. Yeah, it does. So that's pretty cool. Of course, plum crazy purple, which not really any other color for a Dodge, in my opinion. I love plum crazy. Very nice. I mean, I like the other colors Dodge has too, don't get me wrong. Still like competition orange. I got a soft spot for all the Chrysler colors, since I do like my Mopars. So I finally picked up the premium version of the Bizzarini 5300 GT Corsa Revival. That's quite a name. A long name, but it's pretty cool. Got the white. I think it's supposed to be wire wheels. I guess so. But one of the real riders. So yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen real riders in forever, so I picked up a fantasy casting. I thought that was kind of cool. And then up here we have, I'll move the tripod a little closer in so I'll knock it over. Get the 1981 Citation, the X11. Pretty cool. Here's some classic facts. So V6, 8.5 seconds, pretty good for the Malaise era. So for what it is, it's a pretty peppy little car. So bright yellow. 0 to 68.5 seconds. Not exactly blistering speed, but still a cool car because my mom used to own one. So I decided, hey, why not? And it was cheap on DMW. The Bizzarini Special was, I think, Walmart. But anyway, so the Dodge Scat Pack, and this being the new casting variation of this model. Wanted to get it because I wanted some new variations on this. So pretty cool. Anyway, there's that one. So the next one here is the 70 Lincoln Continental Lowrider. So I like my lowriders. I want to get the silver version of this, not going to lie. So it's a big car, and I tell you what, it's heavy too. So get that beautiful lowrider gold with the flakes and all that. It looks pretty nice. Even though I can't get my hands on the Revell ones, I'll probably never get my hands on the Revell lowriders, let's be honest. So I got to take the next best thing. Even got that killer flake. It looks cool. Besides that, I like the new age stuff better than the Revell ones, not going to lie. I mean, they were cool for their time, but I think the Revell stuff, I like the Revell lowriders. I'd love to get them if I could, but the newer paint schemes are so much more accurate, and they've aged okay, but they haven't aged the best, even though I like the Revell ones. All right. So then the next one here is the Chevy Corvette, the Grand Sport. This the C7 basically. So that is pretty cool right there. Again, new casting variation. So this is the Grand Sport. I wanted to get the blue, the 70s Grand Sport to have the counterpart to that. I think it's like the 80s something Grand Sport that Johnny Lightning came out with. Or 70s or something. It's one of the Johnny Lightning castings, but it's sold out on DMW, so I could not get it. Up next here is more of the premium stuff this time around. Let's see. We got the Tarmac Works, the Vertex Toyo Tires, Nissan Silvia. This one's pretty cool. The S13. I do collect these a lot. I love Tarmac Works. I'm a huge fan of their products. I've become just about as big of a fan of these guys as I have Mini GT, and that says a lot because Mini GT has been a real staple in my collection forever. But I'm really warming up to the idea of buying more of more of these in the last few recent years, because I mean, come on, silver in the mirrors. I mean, that's pretty sweet. The fact that they have chrome reflective mirrors on the inside. I don't know how they did it in 1/64th, but they damn sure managed to do it. So very cool. Nothing on the bag. It's just got like the sponsors, and it says Miho on here and M&J. Of course, they're all M&J toys because you can only buy them online. And what I love is the exclusivity. Some people, like, I know a guy that's such a diehard Hot Wheels person. He refuses to hunt online or do any online hunting, and he refuses to buy anything other than Hot Wheels. But I used to tell him before I stopped being friends with him, like, dude, you need to branch out. You need to branch out. There's so many better brands. He's just stubborn and will only collect Hot Wheels, so I can't help him. So, you know, it's just like, whatever. Anyway, so I think he's still stalking my YouTube channel, not going to lie. But anyway, the Porsche 911 Carrera, Carrera, pretty cool, limited edition, one of 4,800. But yeah, I've always told him there's so much better brands out there, man. So if I can give one piece of advice to my collectors, it's don't knock the other brands till you try, man. Look at how realistic this is. Like, I always say how much I love Mini GT, and I always spend time when I show these off, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. They're like little gems. They're just so nice. But again, as I said, I don't mean to use this guy as an example, but I mean, I'm not really his friend anymore, but I would always tell him to not knock the other brands till you try them. But that's my advice to everybody who I advise to branch out. So next up here is some Greenlight. Got the California Lowriders, the 64 Bel Air Chevrolet. This one's pretty nice. Got the metal flake. I mean, for a lowrider, it is kind of basic, but I was going to say they really need more pictures of the paint jobs on DMW but I think it's pretty nice. The nice purple-ish color. Silver top looks cool. And the fact that it's a Bel Air, I hadn't seen this in the Lowrider series, so, and it had different wheels almost, kind of like the ones on the Gypsy Rose, sort of. That one's pretty cool. Also, since it was cheaper on diecast models wholesale, I did pick up the Crow. I swear Greenlight is doing... Their packages got larger for Hollywood. They used to be so much smaller, but now... Is this a... I think this almost comes in a hard case. Looks Looks like it comes in a hard case. I'm not sure. It just rattles around, but the package is so much bigger. And they increased their prices to like $10 in the store, like $9, and still cheaper online. So all these in-store people, like, stores have gone up just like they have. So I mean, I don't know what the point of in-store hunting is if the prices have gone through the roof. And this was cheaper on DMW with the coupon. 71 Monte Carlo. Pretty nice. Next up is another California Lowriders that I got on DMW. This one is sweet. The 64 Chevy Impala. Got a Conti kit in the back. Nice headlights. Looks cool. Again, I'm not naming any names. As I said, I don't want to ruffle feathers, but as I said, there are some people that I think should really branch out. That's just me. But anyway, this Tarmac Works right here, another diecast models wholesale order. This one is the GTA Alfa Romeo. I don't see, it's GTA Alfa Romeo M. The Giulia. Very cool. It was on clearance. A lot of these Tarmac Works, I did get them on pretty heavy clearance, so I didn't spend a ton on DMW, but I feel like I did pretty good. Next up here, yep. Another reason I saved on DMW is I wanted to buy that big old yellow car. I think y'all know what I'm getting at. Finally did get this, the Mitsubishi RS Evolution. Interesting paint scheme, but I love Tarmac Works too, man. They're no slouch when it comes to what they do. Awesome pieces. All right, next up here is another DMW piece. Going to move on to the Mercedes. Got the AMG Black GT. The Mercedes AMG GT, the Black Series. I like this silver, man. I don't know about you, but I love this silver. Very beautiful color. That thing looks good. I understand there's more premium stuff out there, but this is about as high-end and as premium as my wallet will let me go most of the times. So this is about as premium as I can get in 1/64th, and quite frankly, I don't feel the need to step up any more than these guys because they are some of the best in my opinion. Mini GT and Tarmac Works definitely vying for my attention, but for sure Tarmac Works probably won out a little bit in this haul, not gonna lie, because there were some I had really wanted, for real. I'm not even gonna lie. And then we got this here, the AMG C63 AMG Black Series. It's pretty cool. Very nice, very nice. On to a few more things. Then I'll show off the 118. So, this was off DMW as well. It was on sale for $9, so I figure why not. Again, as I said, this was even cheaper than what these went for in the stores. So again, if you're going to online hunt, now is the time to do it because they are throwing out some cheaper prices than what they have now with the inflation that's been hitting our Walmarts and all that. So it may not be a bad idea to branch out to the online stuff, y'all. So Dom 70 Charger RT in the gun and some kind of primer gray. So that's a pretty cool one. Even though I don't collect a lot of new Fast and Furious. And the next here is an eBay piece that I ordered. And that's a lot of the reason I didn't wind up doing as much damage on DMW, because I had really been wanting this set in particular. And I know if this Hot Wheels guy is watching, and I've wanted this forever, and this was more than Funny Car Summer for me that I'd wanted too. So this was one of the sets on my bucket list to get, and I'm very happy I got it now, for real. But again, I am stoked. I got this. Very, very cool. Got the OBS dually and the extended, and you got an SVT Lightning that's slammed. And it's a pretty heavy set, not gonna lie. Here's the back if you want to read. Yeah, but there you go, right on the back. You can read that if you want. Pretty cool set. All right, so now we're going to move on to a few pieces I recently picked up. As a guy, I like, cars and all, but that vase in the table needed a little pizzazz. I know you all done noticed it, so this is about pretty much here. So got a set of daffodils for the table. And next up here, I wound up getting these cherry blossoms. And then next here, I wound up getting a hydrangea. This was a brick craft, and they were not at Five Below, and these are normally at Five Below. So I got my hands on a nice big flower for the table. So pretty cool. And one last thing I need to show off before I forget, I did get this guy, a little Speed Champions, kind of like the tiny turbos, but kind of on a medium scale, larger scale than tiny turbos, but I like these a lot better than the tiny turbos because I still think these are cool. I like getting these. All right, now the last thing that I got, I wound up picking up on eBay, and that is this guy, the American Graffiti 1/18 scale coupe. I've been wanting this for a while, this and Grease Lightning, but I wound up making my decision to buy this because it was only like 70 or 80 bucks on there. And considering it says Texaco here, it was like 39, or it's like $29.99. Dang, so you could get these at Texaco for like 29, 30 bucks. Man, markets has changed over the years. I like looking at these vintage stickers to see how much these used to go for, but man, the times have, that almost looks like that could open, I'll be honest. I don't know if it actually does. I wouldn't want to try it. But this is a pretty cool model, not going to lie. Now I finally have the trio. I have Toad's Impala. Now I have Falfa's Coupe. I've also got Milliners 55. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's cool to have the entire trio. And now the Trinity is complete. So, guys, I'm gonna put this stuff up somewhere. I don't know where. This stuff's all going to go somewhere. But I will catch y'all in a little bit, and we will do part number 2. Hopefully today, I don't know, but we're going to do part number 2 here. All right, I will catch y'all later. Bye.